The Bert Show.
What's trending now? Go! Kristen knows. It's the Bert Show's entertainment buzz.
This was huge news yesterday when it hit. Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed has been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. This all has to do with the accidental shooting on the set of the film Rust. Jury deliberated for less than 3 hours before reaching the verdict. So as the film's armorer, Gutierrez-Reed was responsible for handling the guns on the set, and she loaded a live bullet into Alec Baldwin's pistol, leading to the tragic death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring the director. So for involuntary manslaughter, she could face up to 18 months in prison.
Oh, damn.
When sentenced. Now, she could face up to 18 months. We'll have to wait for the sentencing. So what does this mean for Alec Baldwin, who is the one that fired the gun that ultimately took the life of Helena Hutchins and injured the director? He's the one who fired the fatal shot, but still had no idea that there was a live round in the gun. Well, he is scheduled to face his own manslaughter trial in July. So in July, he's going to be in court, and then the jury will decide whether or not he needs to be held accountable as well.
Well, somebody certainly does. I mean, somebody died.
Yep, and Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is being held accountable.
Yep.
All right, Camila Cabello joined Alex Cooper on the Call Her Daddy podcast and confirmed that she got back together with Shawn Mendes after they broke up. They gave it a second try.
It looked to the world like you and your ex, Shawn Mendes, kind of like dabbled with the idea of getting back together about a year ago.
Yeah. I just I'm kind of impulsive in that way, I would say. It was a fun time. It was a fun moment. And, and I will always care about him and love him. He's such a good person.
Yeah.
She also elaborated that when they got back together the second time, they got to understand a little quicker that, this just isn't meant to be.
It wasn't even like a decision. And I think luckily, I was in a place in my life where it took me less time. It took us both less time, to be like, this doesn't feel right. And we don't really need to try so hard to make it work. It's all good. Let's be friends. I love you. It's all good. Let's move on.
I forget what comedian it was that said, if you go to the fridge and the milk is bad, you don't put the milk back in the fridge thinking it's going to be better in a couple of days.
I like that.
It's kind of the same thing as getting back with the ex, right?
Yeah, it's over. That's why it didn't work out the first time.
Now, anybody who's been through a divorce, I really think you're going to feel this to your core. So Gisele Bündchen is doing an interview with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America, and the promo has been released, and Robin Roberts is talking to Gisele Bündchen about her life and her divorce from Tom Brady. And Gisele, surprisingly to herself, gets kind of overcome with emotion. I think it was hearing her own words again, that it was the death of a dream that just kind of took her back to that place. And it surprised her that she needed a moment to, compose herself.
Yeah, as the divorced guy on the show, anytime that I talk about that final conversation not me and my ex-wife had when we decided it's time to move on, that hurts every single time. And that was 10 years ago?
Yeah. All right. So imagine you are the reason countries are getting together and having meetings to discuss finances because Taylor Swift can put that feather in her cap.
Wow.
So Singapore made a deal with Taylor Swift to be the exclusive Southeast Asian stop on her Eras tour. Other nations in the region are mad that they're missing out on that economic boost because everybody knows when Taylor comes to town, you're going to get a huge economic boost.
So I can tell you I've seen this firsthand when I was in Brazil and Taylor had her concert at the same time I was there for a soccer match. The amount of people from South America that came to Brazil, I mean, they're pulling from Argentina, you're pulling from Uruguay, and that, Brazil is making all that money. So Singapore blocked all the other countries in Southeast Asia.
And get this. So she's making money from people buying tickets, merch. Singapore paid her millions of dollars for that exclusivity.
Wow.
So on top of everything she's making from the concert, the country's paying her millions to be the exclusive spot. Well, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations is having a 3-day summit this week. And other nations grilled Singapore's prime minister about the Taylor deal. Many of them think it has deprived them of the economic boost.
Sure.
But one country that isn't holding a grudge is Thailand. They're like, man, you're just smarter than us. They called it a good business idea and said they can learn from it.
I don't know how you stay humble when you got countries fighting over you.
Right?
That is different.
3-day summit.
That's different.
All right. So Oh, dude, this audio is just, it's so cringe. His stand-up was so bad, they turned off his mic and kicked him off stage. The excuse he gave for his poor performance in your next entertainment buzz on The Bert Show.
The Bert Show.